When
Good
I
morning.
when I was going through it last week, I was just like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about me. I'm all by myself out here. I'm all alone. But she'll get her device. At least she'll know she's getting her device because I do love her, even if she doesn't love me. Like I was just going through
I
it.
love her non-wrinkled face. And I want her to be youthful. So when we come back together, we still look 35.
I was so playing the
I
martyr.
have one old hag friend, and me look glorious.
Are you talking about me?
I was just being funny, like without my red light, I'd be like an old hag. And you would be beautiful. And you were like, no matter what, I gotta get the red light. Because when we come back together, she still needs to look 35, not 52 or whatever.
Oh my God.
I only can joke right now. Because if I don't joke, I will cry. So sorry if I seem a little manic.
My thing though is, oh my God.
Oh my God. Did you just get overtaken by the Holy Spirit? Because if so, I'm there for it. And I saw it in real life.
No, that was legitimately apple cider, apple cider vinegar that took me out. Oh,
This is the best podcast ever. Number one podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all of the platforms. Go download us now. But you just made me laugh. I mean, on real time, if you make a short, Shawnee's got to make it so funny. And all of a sudden, you're like, whoa. That was amazing. So,
you can't avoid those. You have to just let it come, or you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
you said, I want to break this over my fucking head. You said, we
Yeah.
said,
Hmm?
we're staying in the positive. So I really can't. I gotta push through, and I'm trying. So I'm getting there.
No, what you do is in the experience of it, you find the wanted state. So in your unwanted state of whatever that is, you find the you do.
I was finally wanted state.
Okay. Well, that's what you're doing right now. You're finding the wanted state. So you say what the unwanted state is, you think about that, and then you're like, okay, so the wanted state of this is actually
Thank you, God. Is no wrinkles 2025.
that is not why we're bouncing our leg up and down, like literally.
Girl, change is hard for people. And I happen to be a person.
Not for you, but for people.
But I mean, I am a person. So
For you too.
realizing that things can't always be the way I want them, realizing that other people in relationships with Jenna matter. Sometimes make it all about me, even in the negative. And yeah, trusting God to lead the path and that I follow. He can light the path all day long, but do I follow? God knows I'm trying.
Well,
When something changes on a dime, just sort of not even, I mean, not a dime. I mean, my intuition was always good. I think I know that things were going to change. There's a narrative that I say that all of the people that love me try to get me out of. But the sad thing is I just preached this to one of my kids this morning. And even in the preaching, when I hung up the phone, I could not see it for myself, that's the thing. I don't know.
no, keep going. Don't give up now.
I don't know what that says about me. I don't know what that is for me. I don't know. I don't know why I can't. Because I know I'm trying. And then I'm like, well, you got to give yourself some grace, Jay. Like, God doesn't care if you cry. Like, it's not bad to cry. It doesn't mean you're not trying. It doesn't mean that things that are happening don't hurt, even if they're not meant to hurt you. Because we have a mind that God has given us free will, and because we have a heart that beats and it loves and it cares, and it, because it does those things, is feeling sad for a minute bad? Because then I try to tell myself that, well, nope, be happy. Nope, stay in the good. Nope, you're being selfish. Nope, you need to try harder. And then I just isolate because then I'm like, I don't want to show anybody that I just need a minute to just absorb what is happening. I guess when it's maybe the message is that I need to make sure that I absorb what's happening, but it doesn't mean I get to tell myself a negative narrative. Maybe that's what I need to learn. I have a lot of I don't knows because I don't know all the words that I want to put out to resemble the feelings I have within. So I just don't know. And I want to be stronger for you right now, Pete, but I can't.
You don't have to be strong. And I'm right here. And I'm giving you a hug. Because right now you just need to cry it out. You just need to cry it out, babes. And it's okay. We get to be there for each other in the moments now. We get to hug each other in the moments now. Instead of having to isolate. Because literally, that was what was done to us. We couldn't even get to each other when we felt bad until we could get a moment. You just got to cry it out. I'm hugging you. I got you.
I think the isolation comes in. I've heard stories that when I would cry really hard, that I would be put down 2 floors down in a basement by myself. So I've only trained myself to self-soothe. And it's very hard to show, like I'm sort of the, or I think I am the funny, I am funny. I mean, I am funny. Surfacely not show too much. Don't go too deep.
Well, that part of you was shunned. That part of you was rejected. That part of you was told in not so many words, we don't want her up here. We don't want to deal with her. You go deal with her. We can't deal with her.
So and nobody dealt with me. I was by myself.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. You mean you as in me deal with her?
No. Yeah. Yes. Like.
No. Yeah.
I love it. Well, there's a freaking delay, so I'm having to wait for your words to catch up.
Sorry.
See, like I just heard sorry, and you probably said it like 5 minutes ago. So anyway, yes, that's what you've been trained. So they're like, we can't deal with you. You learned, okay, this is not part of me. That is not acceptable. And then when the part of you comes up, it's like, oh my God, because you're like, I don't want to feel rejection and I don't want to feel alone. And now I'm having all these feelings and I'm going to have to go have these feelings by myself. And that shit sucks. And I don't know what to do with these feelings because even when you're alone with the feelings, you didn't probably learn to self-soothe. You probably just learned
that this part of people don't want to deal with. Like even this morning we were praying, which was beautiful. And the crazy thing in my sadness, I just kept hearing, and I'm not saying you said it, but what was happening in here to here was, all right, you gotta push through. You gotta keep in the good. You gotta look for the light. You gotta don't let it take you down. Like stay up. And I, like as it was being said, I was like, oh, fuck, I can't do it. Okay, yeah, can't do it. And then it made me feel mad at myself, like almost. Then I started it's just, I don't know. It was a lot of what was, ooh, shit, that was deep. It was a lot of stuff that had been taught and done in my child rearing age where somebody was rearing me, that not only I don't want to deal with the sadness or the crying or whatever. So go. I'm going to put you down here to figure it out for yourself. Then I realized, oh, people don't want to deal with that part. So then I stopped making people deal with that part. And if I didn't or wasn't meeting their need of who I needed to be, then I would only be the person that I thought they wanted or needed me to be, which is probably why I do so much in humor, why I constantly use humor to shield off anything else. Because I'm like, as long as I'm entertaining in a sense and people laugh, then they like that part of me. But
then I will be accepted. Then nobody will abandon me because nobody will reject me.
yeah.
And the thing about it is,
I felt good to cry.
good, because you gotta be real. My thing is all the feelings. You gotta have those, and you gotta know that it's okay to have those. And we have to be relearning ourselves. So that's the little girl inside of you who's, oh my God, oh, freaking out. Oh, that's the little girl you embrace. You tell her, no, I have you. I got you. We were young then. We didn't know what to do, but I'm a grown up now. I got you. I'm here for you. I love you. Cry all you want to because it does hurt. It does feel sad. I am sad. Like, I accept your sadness. Bro, I had to do it to myself last week. Like, and we talked at the end of 24 about radical self-kindness. And it's real. It's so real. I just don't think we can understand how important we are to our own selves. How important how we take care of ourselves matters. Like, how much that matters. Like, it's huge. We have such power in helping ourselves heal as adults. We really do. It's right here in our hands. All the power is within us. We don't need someone else to do it for us. Like, literally, it's an amazing thing, actually. That thing you sent me, that video you sent me, and you're like, this shook me. And the guy was talking about if someone told you you had somebody you had to take care of. Remember? Yes, you remember that. He was like, it's you. You have to take care of you. And he's like, but instead, nobody takes care of us when we're young. I don't even know if this is what he's saying, but this is kind of what I heard, in the way we need to be taken care of. So then we seek for other people as we grow up to be the one to take care of us. Did you ever read that book, and the little ducks are like, the little duckling's out there like lost? It's like, are you my mother? Are you my mother? You know that book? Oh my God. How come I know that book? Like, that book of all books. But yeah, it's like, who's going to nurture me? Who's going to nurture me? Because people need to be nurtured. Babies left alone, isolated, die. We need contact with humans. We need nurturing, and we need in those developmental stages, is what I'm saying. If we don't get them, yeah, some brain development doesn't happen the way it does for people who do get it, and that's just science. I'm not trying to put anybody down, or it's just science. So maybe our brains are a little smaller in areas, but it doesn't make us any worthy of love. But now we can become the nurturers to ourselves. It's not easy, but it's possible. And it is the way. It really is the way. Starting with God, of course. Starting with God. Oh, yes. Hello. Because he literally catches every tear.
That I believe.
He expects us to cry. How would he even, like, what kind of people would we be if we never cried? if we never felt sad? Mm.
I mean, sadness, you're right, is a true emotion. So I feel like we're lucky to have it. I guess, again, the narrative that I'm thinking about is the part that I go too far on is the self-loathing and the negative narrative that I start to then spin onto me when something changes, when something isn't how I planned or how I wanted it to be.
Okay, so let's break that down because it's gonna help you get clarity because what happens is something changes and that's not a bad thing and you've acknowledged that. Your adult person has acknowledged that. Then the feeling is though, I'm starting to feel sad. So then the feeling of sadness kicks in, the feeling of crying, of grief, of loss, the things that you've probably felt in your brain associates with the things it knows. So it goes to, oh my God, the last time I really felt this kind of sadness was maybe back when you were a kid. Now we're back in kid state in our emotions and our mental. And then all of a sudden we start to feel what you're saying, which is that bad feeling where you take it too far. That goes from sadness to shame because you got shunned, you got told that part of you is bad. We don't want it. We don't want any parts of that. So basically, you decide your little brain was like, okay, that part of me is bad. Ooh, I don't like it. If they don't like it, I don't like it. You got to go. I've been there. I feel the same exact thing. And so it's the shame that then starts the beating up of ourselves, the that negative narrative. It just starts happening. And it's like, before you know it, ooh, you are trying to climb out a pit and you can't get out anymore by yourself. You literally can't. It's done. But having a grown up understanding of what's happening, at least kind of sheds some of the anxiety, some of the, for me, I don't know about for you, but when I start to be able to see it and break it down, it's not as scary. All of a sudden, it gets super scary for me when I'm in that place. And I really do feel like I'm back there and the lies in my brain are real. They're the realest thing. So it's not the change for, I don't think it's the change. I think the change you handled very well. I think uh, as a grown up, I think you did a very good job in the moment. You responded like a loving, caring adult who was healthy and regulated and confident in the moment. But what happened after that is the underneath stuff.
And really, for me, because I made it, I slept good until I woke up. Like I woke up at like three or four, using the restroom, and then I had to really pray myself back to sleep. And then I woke up at like 6:30, prayed before I opened my eyes. And I had to be a mommy for a minute, and then could feel the heaviness coming. So I was like, nope, I'm getting up and I'm getting out. And I think what happens today is the realization of what that change actually entails. My knee-jerk reaction was to be supportive, be kind, be loving, be all the things that you would want somebody to be for you in that moment when it was said to me, in a sense. The reality is just a little sadder for me to comprehend because I'm battling the negative because I'm trying to push with all of God's love to push that narrative away. But still the missing and the longing for something that you've had for such a long time, even as simple as a text or a phone call. But those things, because all that energy needs to go somewhere else, which I should be happy and about, makes me feel the loss of something. which sort of reminds me of a person that said to me once, like the reason I don't open the door for you every time is because then it becomes routine, and then you expect that routine. And then if I don't do that, then you'll be like, well, why didn't you open the door for me? Because that's kind of a human response. People get used to something, and then when they don't get it, they're like, well, why didn't I get it? And that could cause hurt, pain, anguish, anger. So I kind of hear that in the back of my head, but then I hear the healed part of me that says, if it's in love, it doesn't matter how many times it's done, or if it's done, or if it's not done, because you trust that the love is still there. So I'm sort of like battling those two forces. So.
And all I am trying to say is the battle is won in self-love. So the more love you get and give yourself from yourself, the more you're able to tap in.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. But the reality, the truth that I'm hearing in my head is I do not know how to give myself self-love.
Okay.
I think I'm a baby in it. I think that I do try. I think that I start with prayer and talking through my emotions in a healthier manner. But I have a whole day now, right? I have a whole day where I know I need self-love. But what the hell do I do?
See?
I don't know how to do that.
See? As you keep going to where you really are needing the help, where you really need the help. So self-love is about receiving
from yourself.
Well,
that I'm relying on other people to give me something to receive, which is then.
Well, I use a self-love meditation. I do self-love videos and meditation from people I don't know, because I don't know how to either. So until I get better at it, I have to depend on outside sources to tap my brain and my heart back in. So for me, I have to literally lay down and listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza's self-love meditation, where you turn all the love you give on yourself. He walks you through it. It's 15 minutes, and all you have to do is lay there with your eyes closed and follow him. And that's what I have to do, because like you, I don't know how to do that. It's not automatic. It's not, no. So that's how I have to do it. Also, I do sound bath healings for self-love. Again, I just trust in the frequency. If you're a sound bath person, you're telling me this is a frequency of self-love, I'm gonna lay down and I'm just gonna let that frequency pour over me. And then they have these subliminal videos where they're like self-love subliminals, or like everything always works out for my highest good. Everything always works out for me. I am loved and shared, like those things. So I lay down and just let that pour over me. And it's not always easy at first. This process, again, I'm not going to say it's easy or natural, but when you can start relaxing enough. So when we go into loss and fear, we go into survival mode. It's like fight or flight. That's why your leg is going, or you're out walking in the fucking 20-degree below zero weather. You're fight or flight. Help. Like I'm trying to survive this treacherous emotion that is consuming me. And I know this because I live it. It's a cyclone, hurricane, fucking worst disaster going on in your soul. And what do you do?
I guess I need to try meditation. I mean, I've tried it a couple times just being around you. I have tried it. I haven't made it a habit. So I know that any habit or anything you got to, I can go back to trying it again, and stay the course or making it something.
Well, you have to find something that signals to you, I'm giving myself a moment of self-love. So I will do that with a bath. I will go sit in the bath and or cry in the shower or like, but I'll do these things to honor myself. Like,
Girl, I'm sorry, it's the gloves. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
forgot I had them on.
I don't doubt it. I just love it because it just is a little bit of humor in my day. Oh my God.
And I was really literally thinking like they're never gonna see my hands on here, so I can wear these while I'm podcasting, but then I keep using my hands.
And I think it's better for it. Because again, we're giving the people youth.
And
All the things.
I am a crazy person. Like literally, legitimately, I do off things. Like
You're
I'm
not a crazy person. Crazy to the world means there's something wrong with you. You are eccentric, amazing, fun, experimental. Uh, uh, what's that word I want? Adventure-seeking person. That's what you are. You're not crazy.
okay. I just what?
You're not crazy. You're all the positives.
Thanks, babe.
You're all the things. And I mean, now you're just gonna cover up the blood, like you're gonna. We're more educated for it. I mean, where we once were ignorant, we now know that if we were, is there something we need to put on under those gloves?
I didn't get that far. She didn't really say that, but huh?
Does it have to be surgical gloves? Can it be dishwashing gloves? Like, I'm just asking for the people.
I don't even know. She just had these little
Surgical gloves.
okay.
Yeah.
This is yeah, that's all she had on. So I mean, I got them.
Or something underneath it.
I mean, I put lotion on, I put oil on. I put oil on and I try to keep hydrated, but even if you just wear
apple cider vinegar this morning.
what?
Because now I want to go get my bottle of apple cider. Why the apple cider vinegar this morning?
You want to?
I said, why the apple cider vinegar this morning? Or do you do it every morning, like a little shot?
Oh, well, first of all, it does balance the pH in the special region. And also,
Don't need that, but go ahead.
I mean, I don't need it, but I like to know that I'm.
It's a joke. We all need a balanced pH in the special region.
But it's just like maintenance, like taking care of all the parts.
Yes.
Also, though, I do it in the morning because I feel like it balances my blood sugar level so that I don't know, I put it in my lemon water and that's just kind of how I want to put the first thing into my body.
And away we go.
And then it's my matcha, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like dive right into the good stuff. But it's like before I dive right into the good stuff, I have to do something healthy. I don't know. It's just me.
Matcha's healthy. Matcha's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Except for I do matcha latte with soy milk, which has a little bit of added sugar. And then I put a little something else ingredient in there. I'm not going to tell the people because it's my special blend.
Maybe one day you can bottle it up and sell that shit on eBay. No, I'm just
Maybe.
Kidding. Or Amazon. Or Wild and Free.
Girl, yes.